In this lesson, we're going to learn the beginning of a tune that I heard for the first time recently, and I think you're going to like it a lot. So let's play through it and then break it down afterwards. Welcome to Jazz Blues Guitar. In this lesson, we're going to go over the head and the first part of the solo to Dapper Dan by Dr. Lonnie Smith with a great solo by Peter Bernstein. Like I said in the open, it's a recent discovery for me while just shuffling through a jazz playlist, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So let's jump into it. Okay, before we get started, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Also, I'll leave a link to the free PDF to follow along with. So the form of Dapper Dan is a blues, but instead of your usual 12-bar blues, this is a 16-bar blues, where we have 8 measures of the 1 chord, and in this case, that's the F7. And the melody is a pretty straightforward, somewhat repeating pattern based around this basic F7 chord here. And the first 4 measures go like this. And we land in the C there, which is the 5th of the F7. And then on measure 5, we repeat that pattern, but instead of landing on the C, we land on the F, like this. And then on measure 9, we go to the B flat 7 sus chord. And all we're doing is repeating the first 4 measures, but replacing that A with the A flat, which is the 7th of the B flat 7 chord. And in the last 4 bars of the melody, we're going from a D flat 7 to a C7 sharp 5 before ending on the F7. And for both chords, the D flat 7 and the C7, we're hitting this A flat. But on the D flat 7, I like to bend up from the G to the A flat just to emulate the horn a little bit. And then on the C7, and then from there, we play down that box pattern again, and then walk up a few notes to the A, which is the 3rd of F7. So those last 4 bars all together. So that's the melody, so let's move on to the solo. So the solo starts with just 2 simple notes spaced apart. The root, F, and then the minor third, which is the blue note of the F7. And I think that's part of the reason this tune really caught my ear, because it just starts off so cool and confident with those 2 simple notes. And you'll notice throughout the solo, Peter Bernstein will sort of do little quarter bends or wobbles on the longer notes. I didn't notate those, but you should really do yourself a favor and listen and try to get that feel down that he's playing. So after those two notes, the phrase goes. And again, just like from the melody, I'm picturing this F7 chord. And then next, still on that F7, he goes. So let's break that into little chunks. The first part is, and then move back up to here and just play. You're just playing the ninth and the seventh of the chord, and then a couple chromatic approaches to the fifth, to the seventh, and then to the ninth, and then end it solidly back in that little F7 box. So I'll do that whole phrase again slow. Alright, so now in measure 25, when he goes to the B flat 7, he plays. So let's break that up a little bit. The first part goes. And he's just going from the ninth of the chord to the seventh, to the ninth, an octave up, and then this little pull off to the fifth of the chord. And then from there he just hits the seventh of the chord, the root, and then he same two notes, and then back to the root to the ninth, and at that point you're back to the F7, so you're hitting that F, and then the E flat, which is the seventh of the F7. So that little section again. And on the next part, again, I'm just visualizing this F7 as he just sort of walks down this box pattern like this. So then on measure 29, over the D flat 7, he plays, which is basically a lot of chord tones. You got the 7, you got the 9, and he slides into the 5th, plays the root, and then slides back into the 7th, an octave up. And then next, when we go to the C7, he jumps up to. So what he's doing there is just sort of a muted string rake to accent that E flat, which is the minor third, that blues tone of the C7. And then to get down to the C, he goes, and then the flat 9 to the 7, and then anticipating that F7 coming up, he goes, landing on the 5th of the F7. So that little section again. And that brings us to the end of this course where he's just playing a lot of stuff off of this blues scale, F blues scale. So what he plays is... So there you go, Dapper Dan, a really cool tune that I hope to be revisiting sometime soon. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.